Oi, pessoal, tudo bom? A gente está aqui em mais uma entrevista do Poliglotar 2021, dessa vez para conhecer Olga Koeva. Olga, tudo bem?
Sim, tudo bem, obrigada.
Olga, de onde você vem e o que você faz?
Sim, mas, venho da Bulgária, mas agora estou morando em Ratisbona, na Alemanha, e neste momento sou estudante de Relações Internacionais e Management.
Ah, interessante. E antes disso, você também estudou música, não foi?
Sim, antes disso, estudei música sacra, um bachelor e um mestrado de improvisação de órgão, também em Ratisbona. E, e antes, me formei, recebi a minha educação escolar na Bulgária, em uma escola de música, a Escola de Música Nacional em Bulgária, em Sofia, na
Ah,
capital.
Sofia é onde você nasceu,
Sofia.
na Bulgária.
Não, eu nasci noutra cidade neste do país que se chama Shumen. É perto do Mar Negro, mas não é diretamente no Mar Negro, ao
E
Mar
por que
Negro.
que vocês foram para Sofia depois?
Oh, pois o conceito original, ou a ideia original dos meus pais foi que eu, pois, estudar uma escola para gente com deficiência visual, porque eu sou totalmente cega. Mas isso não aconteceu porque a gente não estava satisfeita com as condições nas quais os alunos dessa escola aprendiam, não? Ou,
Entendi.
estavam.
Então
Uhum.
vocês foram para Sofia buscando uma escola para cegos, mas não era uma escola boa e aí você estudou numa escola normal, foi isso?
Normal, sim, normal. Escola de música, a escola de música é uma escola normal, sim.
Ah, entendi. Yeah, maybe now we can change to English. What do you think?
Uhum.
And so you studied music at school already. And when did you start learning languages?
So I started learning languages when I was five. I don't know when I was very little, because I grew up bilingually. My mom is Russian and my dad is Bulgarian, and then like my first foreign language was English, and I started to study it in kindergarten, and then at school, and then privately, etc.
Yeah, and you will explain your life story next week at Poliglotar, right?
Yes. I would like to explain like my linguistic story, how it started, what influenced, maybe what factors influenced my language learning process. So why exactly languages have become my passion, right?
Yeah, but just to make people curious, how many languages do you speak nowadays?
Nowadays I speak 13 languages fluently, and I'm still improving them by reading, listening, communicating, and so on. So I speak some Romance languages, some Germanic, and some Slavic. So my native languages are Slavic, Russian, Bulgarian, and I speak one more Slavic language. It's Czech.
Okay, so next week you will tell us how you learned those languages, or what are you going to tell us exactly? And not
Yes,
tell us
I'll.
the story, but what you will tell. Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you yes exactly how I've learned and why I've learned that, and so in which way I'm improving these languages as well, because it's also very important. Yeah.
Yeah, and so where do you live now? You live in Germany? Is that it?
Regensburg, yes, it's in Bavaria.
Regensburg, yes. You said in
Regensburg.
Portuguese, Ratisbona. Yeah, I didn't know that name in Portuguese because I went
Ah,
there 5 years ago and I knew the English name or German name, Regensburg. And why
yeah, but
did you,
because when we started like studying Portuguese in university, so we learned the name Hachisbona. Yes.
okay, and why did you go to Germany?
I wanted to study like something with organ. It turned out to be sacred music first, because in Germany there is a good organ tradition, like the tradition of organ music and organ improvisation. And in Bulgaria, however, there is like there are not so many organ teachers, and the traditions are not so good as here in Germany or in Europe in general.
So did you move to Germany with your family?
As first of all, I moved with my mom, and then in 2014, my dad came as well. I moved as well to Germany. So now we're living
Okay,
together.
yeah, do you have brothers and sisters?
No, unfortunately not. Uh, but I have some cousins in Bulgaria and Russia. But like, unfortunately, we're not communicating that often with them, especially with those from Russia. It's a little bit
So
strange relationship.
was it easy for your parents to go to Germany? And I mean, in terms of their work, what do they do? Because they had a life in Bulgaria and then you wanted to study music and they followed you. How did that happen?
So it's of course at that age of my parents, so it's not so easy to learn a language, integrate yourself in the society. So of course it's difficult to integrate, it's difficult to socialize, to have those social contacts. And yes, they found employment here, but it does not correspond to their education, you know. So my mom is working as a cook at the restaurant of IKEA, and
IKEA.
IKEA, yes, but she loves cooking, so that's why it's always been her hobby. So now she
So
can.
do you have plans to live in Germany for many years still, or are you planning to move to other country afterwards? I don't know.
Oh, it's a good question. Maybe I will stay in Germany. Um, because like I want to study a master's degree here as well, and then maybe find employment here in Bavaria or in another part of Germany. But who knows? Maybe I'll move to another country, or work online for another company, like from Germany online.
Yeah,
Why
of
not?
course. Yeah, it could be possible. So now we are ready in this interview for 10 minutes. So why do you think people would get interested in learning your story?
I think that the participants of Poliglotar are, um, in general, very interested in language learning methods, and like the motivation or the reasons why this or that polyglot has learned a certain language. So I would like to motivate them to practice, to improve languages they speak. Uh, and like my story will also be related with music. So I think that people could understand like how language learning also at some extent through music can occur. So,
Okay, I see. So your purpose is to motivate people to overcome the difficulties they might have in their lives, for example.
yeah.
And also show that languages can help you find new horizons, perhaps.
Yeah. Yes.
But do you work mainly with music now, right? And not with languages, or are languages only a tool for you to work?
I also work with languages at some organizations here. So I have some experiences with
What kind of work
interpreting.
with languages do you do?
Yeah. With languages, yes. Yes, and so I have some experience with interpreting, but not like simultaneously, but listen to the person in question and then summarize in the other language what this person has said, but it's not like professionally simultaneously as you do, right?
But
I
professionally,
work with languages, yes.
so you sometimes you are required to go somewhere because you speak languages, and
Yes, because I speak languages and because I speak many languages, and sometimes the members of the
okay.
organization in question cannot find a person who speaks, for example, Danish or Dutch or whatever exotic language. So,
So when they need someone who speak German and Danish, and they can't find anyone, and
for example,
maybe
yes,
someone
yes.
knows you, and hey, talk to
Mm-hmm.
Olga and she will help you, something like that.
Yes, yes, I'm
And do
there
you
in
also
their
work with
designation.
music, or do you only study, is still studying music to work in the future?
I'm also working with music. I'm an organist in a little church in a village here near Regensburg. So I work here the weekends and also like celebrations like Christmas, Easter.
So the church hires you.
Yes, the church hired me, when was it? For 8 years ago. So I have been employed there.
Okay. It's a coincidence that tomorrow I'm going to interpret an event at the church.
At a church, the
Yeah,
Catholic one or
tomorrow, Catholic
evangelical?
church, yes.
Catholic.
Tomorrow evening, I was contacted 2 days ago by a priest here in Brazil, and they are making a course about about church and how to deal with economy, something like that. I still have to take a look at the program, and they invited an American speaker, I think, tomorrow, and I will interpret into Portuguese. So
Are
yeah,
you going to
tomorrow I will
interpret
work at the
Portuguese?
church as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just this once. I don't know if they will. Yeah, perhaps they have more events in the future. I don't know. So let's see. Okay, great. I don't know if people here have questions. Emily, João, talvez em português, se vocês quiserem perguntar alguma coisa. A gente tem algumas pessoas assistindo aqui, Olga, a entrevista. A gente já está quase no final, né? Eu vou até parar aqui. Ah, sim, vou parar a interpretação antes, Emily. Só um minuto. Ok, Emily, pode falar.
Eu gostaria de saber da Olga se ela sente alguma dificuldade, alguma dificuldade, assim, no termo assim, de ter algum preconceito, né, por ela ter a deficiência visual, para ela, assim, se mostrar a capacidade dela, se as pessoas às vezes desconfiam, como é que seria isso para ela?
Assim, em geral, dificuldades, sim. Pois a verdade é que eu não sou como independente de nada, não. E isso é uma dificuldade, mas eu estou trabalhando em ser um pouco mais independente. Mas sim, claro, muita gente é um pouco escéptica quando entendia que eu era uma pessoa com deficiência visual. E sim, por exemplo, para mim foi muito difícil de encontrar como práticas, não? Não prática, estágio,
Ah,
desculpem,
sim, um
um
estágio.
estágio profissionalizante e em muitas empresas a gente, as pessoas, não sei, mas não queriam nem fazer uma entrevista comigo quando escrevia
Sério?
nos comentários online que, por exemplo, não podia fazer independentemente apresentações ou não podia ou não posso, sim, não podia trabalhar com fotos, etc, etc. É
Sim,
claro.
mas assim, claro que você não ia trabalhar com fotos, né? Mas vários outros trabalhos são possíveis, né?
Sim, claro, e isso também eu escrevia nos comentários, mas muita gente, não sei, não dizia nada, não respondia, não.
Ah, sim. Mas ainda você encontrou algumas oportunidades, né?
Sim, eu já fiz o meu estágio obrigatório, que foi numa empresa em Jena.
Viena?
Jena
Ah, não,
é
peraí,
na Alemanha do
Iena
Leste.
na Alemanha, né?
Jena,
eu
é
pensei que era
com
Viena
a
na
J,
Áustria.
né?
Sim.
É com a J.
Ah,
Se escreve, vamos ver.
É uma cidade universitária, né? Eu já fui lá.
Bem,
tá.
sim, assim se escreve. Viena. Mas
Tá,
não é a Viena na Áustria, né?
Ah, tá. Eu acho que o Maicon tem uma pergunta. Pode ser em espanhol,
Sim,
né, Olga?
Michael.
Que tal? Pergunta em espanhol do Maicon.
Se é espanhol, não tem problemas.
Ah, ¿te pregunto en español o te pregunto en
Claro,
portugués?
claro.
Vale,
Sí, puede
súper.
preguntar.
Perfecto. Una consulta. A ver, ¿crees, digamos, de todos los idiomas que tú hablas, has dicho que hablas 13, ¿no? Pues,
Sí, 13.
¿crees que, digamos, hay o habría algún idioma donde, digamos, hay una recepción más importante para digamos, para incluir a las personas con discapacidades, como, digamos, la discapacidad visual, por ejemplo? Digamos, ¿habría más materiales en portugués para personas con discapacidad que en alemán, o hay más materiales pedagógicos más que nada, ¿no? En alemán que hay, por ejemplo, en inglés? ¿Crees que hay, digamos, una diferencia política, digamos, un incremento para ayudar en este sentido?
Sí, sí, pues mire, creo que cada país intenta hacer lo mejor posible para hacer pues, hacer materiales accesibles para personas con discapacidad visual. Pero lo que yo pues mejoraría sería pues los materiales para extranjeros, pues en el idioma en cuestión para extranjeros, porque uh, porque en cualquier idioma, pues de todos que yo aprendí, no encontré casi nada de material, pues ningunos materiales en braille para extranjeros. Por ejemplo,
Hmm.
portugués como lengua extranjera, español como lengua extranjera, todo. En alemán sí encontré un libro, pero era muy antiguo, pero sí muy bueno y me gustó, y etc. Pero, por ejemplo, para, no sé qué, portugués, nada, para noruego, nada, para sueco, nada. Y por eso, en la mayoría de los casos, nosotros comprábamos los libros normales, de escritura normal, y pues mi mamá los escaneaba como fotos y después la convertía en Word para que yo pudiera leerlo en mi computadora. Y eso sí es mucho trabajo y pues le costó a mi mamá corregir todo, porque cuando de una foto en PDF pues se convierte en Word, pues ocurren muchos errores, ¿no? Y pues mi mamá tenía que sentarse a tomar el libro en papel y pues corregir los errores en el archivo de Word, ¿no?
Así, entonces no hay materiales para enseñar lenguas extranjeras en braille.
No,
Eso.
no, casi nada. Pues sí, en algunos idiomas sí,
Pero ¿por qué
incluso en
es eso?
Bulgaria
Tal
también.
vez porque los deficientes visuales no aprendan lenguas extranjeras, tal vez, no sean un público.
Pues, pues claro, pues yo me refería al portugués como lengua extranjera, porque yo pedí una vez a la embajada de Portugal en Alemania que pues que encontraran para mí un libro para avanzados al nivel B2, pues B2 es el nivel europeo, pues
Pero,
lo saben, y pues no encontraron nada y me dijeron, no hay nada, pues, y por eso le recomendaríamos que usara un de Portugal, pues para portugueses, para escuelas portuguesas, para el séptimo año escolar, que corresponde al nivel B2, me dijeron. Y pues a eso usé y sí, pues amplié muchísimo mi vocabulario.
pero en cada país pienso que haya materiales para enseñar su lengua a los ciudadanos del país que sean deficientes visuales. Por ejemplo, en Brasil debe haber libros para enseñar portugués a ciegos, ¿no?
Quizás, pero no es así en todos los países. Por ejemplo, en Chequia, en la República Checa no
¿Aló?
solamente había libros de idiomas extranjeros para checos, por ejemplo, inglés para checos, francés para checos, etcétera. Pero yo eso no lo necesitaba. Yo
Ah, ok.
necesitaba checo para extranjeros y eso no existía.
Existe,
Lamentablemente,
existe checo para checo.
checo para checo sí existe, como portugués para portugueses, sí, y eso sí lo usé yo una vez. Como le dije, ¿no? El portugués, pues para escuelas portuguesas de Portugal, para el séptimo año escolar.
Ah,
Eso
ok.
sí lo usé y me gustó mucho, sí, en braille, era en braille completamente, y pues yo pues conocí mucha literatura portuguesa, brasileña también un poco, y ah, pues leía textos, pues descubría gramática y ampliaba mi vocabulario, sí.
Outras perguntas aqui? Cido,
Olga,
talvez?
Olga, aren't you completely blind, right?
Yes, I am completely blind.
You are. So I think by myself, these conditions provide you a better capacity of learning,
Learning what?
mainly music or language.
Cool. There is like a hypothesis that if like if like one of your senses does not work, does not function, does not work, the other are stronger. But I don't know. It's only like a hypothesis or a theory. I don't know. But I don't think so, because if you you like don't train your ear, for example, or your memory, for example, so you like are blind, you cannot become like a genius in learning languages. So I think it's a matter of training. However, I have a perfect pitch. Yes, it's correct, but the pitch and the capacity of analyzing music also has to be trained, because you can have a perfect pitch, but you in general, so you can have a perfect pitch, but you cannot be capable to analyze music and to hear if someone, don't know, makes mistakes or interprets music in an incorrect manner. But I think that it's a matter of training, and of course someone I know that one has to have talent for music and for languages, but it also has to be trained, everything.
Yeah, so everyone who has a natural talent should exercise that talent so that it works better.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, very nice. Do you know how to say perfect pitch in Portuguese?
I have to think about it.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not
I
literal.
think it's ouvido absoluto.
Yes, exactly. Ouvido absoluto.
Ouvido
Exactly.
absoluto. Mm-hmm.
So how do we find that someone has a perfect pitch? How do we know that?
So how do we know? We have to
there's a test,
examine them, test them a little bit by singing if they sing correctly, and we then can verify with a piano or musical instrument or other musical instrument, and then if this person is studying something with music, like music theory or musical theory of music, musical instrument, and if this person can tell you at one stage can tell you in which tonality, for example, a song is. For example, you can say, oh yeah, this song is, for example, in C minor, I can hear it. So then this person has a...
So, but first the person has to learn what C minor is and what...
Of course.
Yeah.
But yes, an interesting fact is that I also sang a little bit, not so precisely when I was a little child. So I was not trained to sing correctly. So I had a perfect pitch, but I sang a little bit, yes, out of tune.
Okay, yeah. I see. Desafinada. As the song.
Thing. The song, yeah. I know.
So, alguma pergunta adicional, pessoal? Não sei se tem.
Leandro,
pode falar, João.
I am João. Olga, I also like to study language. Can you listen to me?
Yes.
I also like to study language, and I think that getting to know someone who speaks certain language as you do is something very admirable. And for me, it is very motivated to listen to you. I didn't listen your first language. I would like to know which language, your native language. I don't know which language.
The first language that I started my interview in.
No, he would like to know your native language.
My native, yes. Yeah, so it's Bulgarian and Russian. There are two.
And I would like to ask you something. Among all these languages, if you have to choose one of them to be the universal, which one would you change? Would you choose? Which language would you choose to be the universal language today, and why?
Oh, Joãozinho, it's a complicated question, but I think that we already have a universal international language nowadays. It's English. It's language of science. It's language of academia.
But
I don't know. Spanish is also very popular. French as well. So I don't know.
You don't have to hold the microphone, please. It's not necessary.
Because João is speaking a little bit loud, quietly. That's why.
But which language should be the global language. English, yeah, it's not, there's no answer.
Yeah, English, why not? Because the grammar is easy, but
Yeah.
of course the idioms, for example, are difficult, or phrasal verbs, but the grammar is easy. And if we like assume that global language should be with an easy grammar, so
Yeah. Then
also
it would not
maybe
be Russian
Afrikaans
or
could
Polish.
be a universal one. Who knows? Afrikaans or Norwegian, Swedish, Danish, but yeah, only an assumption and not like it's only like I suppose it. So it's an assumption, and I think that English will still be the international one. I know Esperanto has like become popular, but not that popular, not as popular as English, I think. So yeah.
Yeah. So I think we will remain with English for the moment, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Olga, in your opinion, which is the easiest language to learn, Russian or Bulgarian?
So they're my native, right? But they're really difficult, Russian and Bulgarian, because of the grammar. I also like study Russian grammar without like going to specifically to a Russian school or whatever. And I think that both languages are difficult because they have their difficulties. So, for example, Russian has cases. Bulgarian has many forms of personal and possessive pronouns. And also, what else in Bulgarian? Yes, and in Bulgarian there are yes, and in Russian as well. There is a like a similar thing called the perfect and imperfect, I think. Perfect
Yeah,
and imperfect
like in
verbs,
Polish, for example, like in Polish.
Yeah, like in Polish. Yeah, like in Polish and Czech, in every Slavic language. It's not easy, and even for a native, for example, Russian or Bulgarian, it's not easy to explain why this verb, like one form of the verb or sort of the verb, is used in that situation, and why the other one in this situation. So it's really hard, but I'm always interested in grammar, and that's why I can explain to everyone why people speak this way and not that way, because it's yes. So these languages are really difficult, but I would say that there was not been any easy language that I've studied. Yes, the grammar of some languages is really easy, but then when you start from phrasal verbs in some languages, so not only in English, idioms, yes, it makes it difficult.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
The last one.
Last question. Okay.
The last question. Is there any similarity between Hungarian and Bulgarian?
Hungarian and Bulgarian? No. Hungarian is a different language. It's like out of the language family, so it's supposed to be how is it called?
Isolated language.
Ugro-Finnish. But no, it's different from Bulgarian. There are some words from Slavic languages, but the grammar is totally weird. For example, I know that in Hungarian there are 15 cases and 36 tenses.
Tenses. Oh my.
Tenses, yes.
That's a lot.
Tenses.
Yeah, that's very difficult. Seems very difficult. Yeah, okay. So I think we have already interviewed you a lot, and maybe you are tired. It's already very late in Germany. maybe you could invite people to join Poliglotar next week in German. What do you think?
In German.
Yeah, make an
Yeah.
invitation in German to come to Poliglotar. Something
Yes.
like that.
So now on this video.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, let's
Yeah.
do it.
So, liebe Leute, kommt nach Poliglotar und hört meine Präsentation. Es wird schön sein.
Yeah,
Wird spannend.
vai ser muito legal. Venham ver minha apresentação. Foi isso, né?
Foi isso.
Ich spreche
Ótimo.
ein bisschen Deutsch. Ich lerne Deutsch seit 2 Jahren, aber ich spreche sehr langsam und ich denke, dass ich viele Fehler mache, wenn ich Deutsch spreche.
Aber ist egal, ist wurscht.
Können Sie mir verstehen?
Schon,
Sie mich
schon.
verstehen?
Schon.
Sim, sim, dá para entender, João. Tá ótimo.
Claro.
Então é isso. Então é isso, pessoal. Obrigado, Olga, pela entrevista. Muito legal. A gente vai te conhecer melhor na semana que vem no Poliglotar.
Sim.
Então tá. Boa noite. Gute Nacht. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss.
Wiedersehen.
Genau.
Tschüss.